So we are now on day 8 of Johnny Depp versus the Sun. Today isn't as crazy as the past couple of days, particularly yesterday, where we had the really big information drop about Heard potentially stealing stories, which I thought was some pretty big news. Surprisingly, a couple of outlets actually covered that, but not many. Not many. I was shocked anybody even covered it because it's a pretty big deal. And that's not going to go away. That will come back. They're going to, for sure, cross-examine her. And I would imagine in the next trial, she'll be back too. But there was still some interesting stuff. A couple of stories that we've seen before. Notably, this one right here. The security guard paid man $425 and tacos for Johnny Depp's iPhone. So this was the story where Amber Heard was mad. She loves her birthdays. She was mad that Johnny Depp wasn't there for her birthday, so she chucked his phone off the balcony, and the security guards had to go and work with a homeless man to get his phone back because he didn't want to give it up. So they gave him $425 and 3 chicken tacos, which is, I mean, come on, that's actually kind of funny. When I entered the residence, Amber explained to me that she had thrown Johnny's cell phone and the wallet containing it off the balcony the night before. The building's security guard, Starlin Jenkins, said in a witness statement, "The Find My iPhone application indicated that Johnny's phone was somewhere on the streets below the balcony of the residence. Not seeing it during his initial search, Jenkins said he asked several homeless people if they had it. One homeless man admitted that he had the phone, he said, at an unexpected price. He returned the phone to me in exchange for the following. 1, $425, 3 chicken tacos, 2 bags of chips, 2 apples, and 4 bottles of water." So that was kind of the funny story. This was all over her 30th birthday party, by the way. She loves her parties. She leaves presents on your bed, if you know what I'm saying, if you don't go to them. So he did go on to give his full statement, and that was that Amber Heard, of course, is the aggressor in this situation, and that was kind of the gist of it. Today was actually a shorter court day, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that for some reason, Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradis were not required to testify. Now, some outlets will be a little disingenuous and say, Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradis will not defend Johnny Depp in the libel trial. And that's not true. That's actually a terrible headline. We can go over here. We can go to Nick Wallace, who we're losing on Monday. Monday's going to be his last day live tweeting the case, which sucks because he's really good at it. I don't know if anybody else is doing this, but Wallace here was doing the best job. So that's unfortunate. But here's what happened. For some reason, they did not have to testify, and that was somewhat of a mutual decision of both legal teams. I don't quite understand why that is, but their witness statements were taken as evidence and released, so they're still counting them, but they're not testifying. For some reason, they didn't want them to, and it seems that both sides did agree to this, I think. I know this is confusing, but this is why. So the Sun did want to cross-examine them, but for some reason, it was deemed unnecessary, and the judge decided, well, he thought about it. Judge now deciding whether or not the Press Association can receive the statements of Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradis. And he did end up releasing them. So I'm not 100% certain on why they didn't have to testify, but they didn't have to testify. But their statements were still accepted. So not a shocker to anybody that's been following this, but they backed up. Johnny Depp was never violent to me, says ex-partner Winona Ryder. And I'll go ahead and go through this. This covers Vanessa Paradis as well, but she's not a big headline like Winona Ryder, who's a former well, I think she still is an actress, but I truly and honestly only know him as a really good man, said Miss Ryder. Mr. Depp, 57, is suing the publisher of the Sun over an article that referred to him as a, well, bad person, I'll say. But here's the thing. You know, the Sun is actually covering this case. It's kind of crazy to me. And it's totally biased too, right? You know that they're not giving him good coverage. Isn't that unethical for them to cover this since he's suing them? I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that in the comments below. But I have purposely not been using Sun articles as far as I know. I haven't used, as far as I can tell or remember, I haven't used any Sun articles. But man, that's just, it seems unethical to me that they should be, like, of course they are allowed to do whatever they want, but you think that they would not cover this because you're being sued by him, but whatever. So anyway, Miss Ryder and Vanessa Paradis are also a former partner of Mr. Depp, had been due to give evidence at London's High Court via video link. But on Thursday, the actor's lawyer, David Sherbone, told the court Mr. Depp's legal team had decided that there was no need to hear from them. Their witness statements were released to the media following a successful application by the PA news agency. Anyway, Miss Ryder, who was in a relationship with Mr. Depp for 4 years, said, "I understand that this is very important and that I speak from my own experience, as I obviously was not there during his marriage to Amber. But from my experience, which was so wildly different, I was absolutely shocked, confused, and upset when I heard the accusations against him. The idea that he is an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from the Johnny I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations. He was never violent towards me. He was never, ever abusive at all towards me. He has never been violent or abusive towards anybody I have seen. I truly and honestly only know him as a really good man, an incredibly loving, extremely caring guy who is so very protective of me and the people that he loves, and I felt so very, very safe with him. I do not want to call anyone a liar, but from my experience of Johnny, it is impossible to believe such horrific things are true. I find it extremely upsetting knowing him as I do." And then, of course, we have his ex-wife, the one that he shares children with, and she gave a statement as well. Humble and respectful is the headline right here. In her witness statement, musician, actress, and model Miss Paradis said she had known Mr. Depp for more than 25 years, including 14 years when they were partners and raised their children together. Through all these years, I've known Johnny to be a kind, attentive, generous, and non-violent person and father, she said. On movie sets, the actors, directors, and entire crews adore him because he is humble and respectful to everyone, as well as being one of the best actors we've seen. And she goes on to say that it's unfortunate that people have gone on to believe these false facts about him. So, very good witness statements. It's unfortunate that they didn't have them come up and testify, or they would have done that via video link. So, they would have just done it, through streaming, like a lot of other people have done so far. There's been a couple that have used video streaming to give their statements, which I think is decent to do because, well, it costs a lot of money to go from America to England. But anyway, here's another thing that I missed about his bodyguard. He said it was a very common occurrence to have to call the security team to take him away from her because of her behavior, and then he would stay somewhere else. So, nice statements, and I think it lines up very well with what we know. This court case has been crazy. Someone's going to make an HBO Max miniseries out of this thing, I'm telling you, when it's over. We've got hobos and ex-lovers and all of this stuff that's been discussed. It's wild to me, man. This has been some crazy drama. But, I do like seeing justice, and I think that he might get some justice. Now, I don't know. I could be wrong, and they might not see it his way. This case is going to go on another week for sure. It's already behind, and they ended early today. We'll see what happens. I'll be following this. I'll let you know what happens tomorrow, and hopefully we get some more details. Amber Heard, I think, was supposed to testify tomorrow, but unfortunately, because the trial is running behind, I don't think that's going to happen until Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully we'll get a new live tweeter for Tuesday. Like I said, Nick is leaving. He's leaving the case Monday. So Monday will be his last day. Hopefully someone new steps up and does the job. But that's it for today. This was day 8. And I will let you know what happens for day 9 tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel the case is going? Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you would, please leave a like up and share the video because YouTube does not like these videos. So just supporting the video with comments and likes and sharing the video definitely helps. Also, if you would, please make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.